Missing out on basketball news is already tough. So go ahead and tap that bell icon and let it ring for the latest in Basketball U. This is 5 on 5 Fast Break News on Basketball U. 'Tis the season for Basketball U. Happy holidays. This is 5 on 5 Fast Break News. For those that tuned in last week, thank you. We are excited to keep you up to date on all the latest basketball news. You do not want to miss any of the news we got for you, so be sure you have that subscribe button there. And if you already have, make sure that post notification is set to all. And then from there, you can always be up to date on the latest basketball news. And be sure to drop by on them comments so you can get a shout out on the next 5 on 5 Fast Break News. Here we go. It's been a shuffle of upsets and cancellations. Coach K is skeptical about continuing the season after leading the charge of the possible all-team NCAA tournament, which was an interesting idea but got turned down by the NCAA. I would just like for the safety, the mental, and physical health of players and staff to assess where we are at. Coach K also expressed concerns about players not being able to go home to see families during the holidays. This will have a physical and mental effect on athletes across the nation. It's one thing to have restricted guidelines for a professional athlete, but putting young adults at health risk when they have already confirmed a year back is unacceptable. In a new release, Coach says they will not reschedule non-conference games and let players go home to see their families. The real question here is it in the best interest of the athlete, or is it in the best interest in making sure that those TV dollars are collected? Things that make you go, Speaking of money, last season MVP Giannis still has the world and Milwaukee Bucks in limbo, as he has yet to make his decision, which he doesn't have to until right before the first game of the new start date of the season. Giannis says that this is the decision that is going to be a big one. But exactly what is Giannis chasing at this point? Is it to be the best player to ever play? Or is it to have as many championships as he can acquire with collaboration of a bigger market team and a superstar? 2 weeks is a very long time when waiting on a decision like this, but we will see what happens. Quick side notes. Paul George inks a deal worth up to $226 million to stay home as a Los Angeles Clipper. Paul also has made a return to his YouTube page, so be sure to check out some of his daily life. The link is in the description. You can go ahead and subscribe to Paul George's YouTube page. Just make sure you have us subscribed as well here at Basketball U. The preseason is here. Basketball is back. All these teams with a few adjustments to the roster look to try out their short training camp stint that runs right into the preseason. Anticipation builds for the new front office of the Knicks and see if they can rebuild a big market that has been down for a while. We will also see how the young pieces turn out with the interesting roster they put together. As for the champs, it looks as if they just needed to work on chemistry with all of the experienced vets they have. Will the veteran team prevail with two of the most prolific superstars, or will the youth finally show its dominance? Stanford is showing up and showing out, as they've done some impressive recruiting for the last 3 years, getting all types of athletes with a variety of skills that can guard and play multiple positions. With this year up in the air and the ability to have this team all come back together, we can't imagine what that would look like. Here are some players you got to watch out for on this Stanford team. Number 30, Haley Jones. Number 12, Lexi Hull. Can't forget about the outstanding freshman, number 22, Cameron Brink. And number 33, Hannah Jump. Interested to see what Oregon matchup would look like in conference play in the game against UConn. Keep your eyes peeled for these matchups. Before we continue, here's 5 on 5 Fast Break Trivia. Which NBA player scored 71 points in a single game in 1994? Is it A, Hakeem Olajuwon, B, David Robinson, C, Michael Jordan, or D, Shaquille O'Neal? And the answer is B. This was David Robinson's outstanding performance against the Los Angeles Clippers. 14 rebounds, 5 assists, 71 points is all it needed. And it all happened on the last game of the 1993-94 season. The 25th anniversary of these Air Jordan 11s, the Jubilee. Now, these shoes were brought out during the return of Michael Jordan after his first retirement. Now, I know some of you may not think this is news, but anytime a Jordan shoe is dropping, it's news. But when the patent leather 11s drop, it's a whole different story. This shoe has such a rich history, as Jordan graced the court in these with the original white with black patent leathers on April 26, 1996 in the first round against the Miami Heat. Then you have the iconic and unforgettable Space Jams, which was the second release of the patent leathers. This was made special because Jordan brought them out during the timeless movie Space Jam, where Bugs Bunny was the lead, and for the first time Michael Jordan was a role player. Speaking of Space Jam, the sequel, A New Legacy, starring LeBron James, will not only be in theaters on July 16th, 2021, but it will also be streaming at the comfort of your own couch on HBO Max. Now, the reason why we was talking about these shoes is because with all these apps out there getting the shoes and the different shoe gurus who gets these shoes early and whatever other connects they can get it through the shoe with, is going to be very tough. For those who are trying to get their own pairs, best of luck from Basketball U. And by the way, we are looking to put a music playlist together for our Basketball U family to train to, or just ride in the car, or where you're on your way to work out or practice or play in the game. Song recommendations are welcome in the comment section. And once again, be sure to hit that subscribe button. You do not want to miss out on everything basketball news on Basketball U and everything else in between when these videos go live. Shout out to all the new subscribers and everyone watching in the United States, Canada, Philippines, Denmark, India. Tell your friends, tell your family, even that hooper from across the street working on the jump shot, to watch and subscribe to Basketball U. This concludes this edition of 5-on-5 Fast Break News on Basketball U. We bring you the latest on all things basketball, from college to the NBA to the WNBA. And all you gotta do is subscribe. And remember, someone's always working. Are you?